Meeting order, all rise for the pledge of allegiance, please. I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Steve Morrison.
Here.
Mark McCauley.
Here.
Nick Hansen. Joe Martin.
Here.
Pat Clinton. Here. Tom Siegel.
Here.
Karen Holland. Here. LaDonna Pyle. Here. Kyle Smalley.
Here. Okay, let's get started tonight. Let's move into the approval of the agenda. Would we like to make any changes?
There are no questions, so moved.
Second it.
Perfect.
That's really. I got it.
Got a motion by Mark, seconded by Joe for approval of tonight's agenda. All in favor? Unanimous? Need approval of minutes of the March 11th, 2026 meeting. Any questions?
Make that motion.
Second.
Got a motion by LaDonna, seconded by Tom for approval of the March 11th, 2026 meeting. All in favor? 7-0.
Was that LaDonna or?
Yeah.
Okay, sorry, I thought it was Karen.
Okay, move into approval of appropriation ordinance number 1907.
If there's no questions, I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
Got a motion by Kyle, seconded by Pat for approval of appropriation ordinance 1907. All in favor? 7-0. Okay, now we'll move into the Mayor's Proclamations 2026 Wrestling State Champions. Harper, will you come forward? Up here. You were here a couple years ago, but you've been back now.
I know.
So, Harper, a junior at Frontenac High School, 2026, 110-pound state champion, Class 4A. She had kind of an interesting season. Started out as kind of the favorite to win it all again this year, and she obviously made that come true at the end of the day. Early this season, she got into a tough match and smashed her nose. So most of the pictures, if you've seen her on Facebook, she'll have this big face guard on and stuff like that. And it's not to cover her face because she has nothing to cover, but it was to protect her nose the whole entire time. And so to wrestle with kind of a blinders on and stuff is even more of a challenge. So she got used to that and overcome that obstacle. And then you made it up to state, and you were the favorite of state. And that's not an easy path either, being the favorite all the time, because everybody's gunning for you. They know when they see that name there, they got nothing to lose to lay it all out on the line and go after you. And she pinned her way through the first 3 matches at state, and then in the 4th match, she wrestled somebody she hadn't seen before, didn't know very well. She played it smart and won 4-1 in that match. She controlled the match pretty much the whole way, but she won it 4-1. And you got a lot to be proud of, and hopefully we see you back here next year. Coach Andy Albright, you got anything to say, sir?
You want me to talk?
You
Yeah.
can stand here if we can see you.
There is a limit. All right, there is a limit. Thanks for having us. A lot of things have changed. Her freshman year, she came here. A lot of maturity has happened. We could talk about all the great things she's done on the mat, but I don't really think that's what makes Harper special. I think that she has grown as a leader. She's developed, she's matured, she's became a better teammate, in my opinion. She's became a better friend to people. And most importantly, her priorities have changed. Her identity isn't wrestling. With a lot of young kids this age, she's won 3 state titles. We'll talk about 2 of them. 1, that's cool. We won't talk about that one, no. She's won 3 state championships. She has a chance to go for her 4th one. There's going to be pressure there, but I don't think wrestling is her identity anymore. I think she's grown into a great young woman who has become a leader on our mat and inspires to be more than just a wrestler. I think it'll be awesome. Maybe she wins the 4th one, maybe she doesn't. We don't know. But she's a real special person and a good friend to all of her teammates and a positive person to have in our life. So that's what's really important about Harper. Good job. You won a state championship, but we know there's more. All right, Harper Holmes.
Thank you.
All right, now I'll invite Chance Wilderman up. This is Chance Wilderman. He's a 126-pound Class 4A state champion. He took a little bit different path than Harper did. He was anything but the favorite most of the year. He was ranked all year, don't get me wrong. They knew he was pretty good, but they just didn't know how good he was. And he didn't know how good he was. But Chance, most of the year, he wrestled in the second places at all the tournaments. Did you take first in any tournament besides state?
Like maybe two.
Two? What were they?
Mustang. Iowa.
Iowa, which, that was a heck of that deal. We went to Iowa and we showed those Iowa boys what it was all about, didn't you? Yeah. Iowa's a big-time state wrestling program up in Iowa and stuff like that. So to go up there for Frontenac, and the Frontenac boys took second in that tournament, and you won your bracket. So, and he beat a kid there that was two kids that were pretty national ranked, probably about as good as anybody. They were limitation in Kansas, if not better. But anyway, so Chance's journey, once we got to state, he ended up having one of the strongest brackets there was. He was the 4 seed, and your first match of the day, he ended up wrestling, which is your first match when you're the 1 seed. It's supposed to be kind of the warm-up. Chance ended up wrestling the kid that ended up placing 6th at the tournament. And then his second match, his quarterfinal match, was the number 2 ranked wrestler in state. And he beat him, and he was losing to him 4-3, I believe it was, going into the very end of it. And he pulled a 7-point move with about 10 seconds to go. So he got the kid to his back, and then he held him down for 4 points back points, and pulled a 7-point move right then in the match, which was huge, and it was a confidence boost for him. And then his semifinal match, it was kind of a lot the same. Chance is one of those guys, he's better off if he's in a bad spot as opposed to a good spot. He just scrambles, and if he looks like he's in a bad spot, look out, because he's about to score some points. And it's fun to watch him wrestle. But he was in the same way in a semifinal match. He was kind of in a bad spot there, and he pulled it out at the very end, but he hurt his knee in that match. And the thing about him hurting his knee, that's fine, that everybody in the building kind of knew that he hurt his knee a little bit, but then there was a state publication that put it out and said exactly what knee, his right knee, and this spot was hurt. So the kid he got to wrestle on a state championship knew exactly where to go. And that kid wasn't any slouch himself. He was 31-5 going into the match against Chance, and Chance back and forth match all the way, battled. Chance went out with nothing to lose. I mean, like we talked about with Harper, with her being the favorite, everybody's gunning for it. That's what Chance wrestled like. He went out with nothing to lose. He wrestled like that the whole weekend, and he came out on top. It was a heck of a deal. Second boys state champion at Frontenac High School, Chance Wilderman, 126 pounds.
He kind of put me on the spot here as far as talking. I didn't have anything planned. But Chance has, I'll always get up and talk about the wrestling program though. Chance had a great year. He did take a couple losses, but I will tell you that the kid that he beat in the semifinals, he had lost to twice already that year. And so we had a game plan going into it, some things that we had learned from the last time we'd wrestled him. And that kid was a really good freshman. Chance, you guys heard Steve talk about his bracket. His bracket had 9 state placers in it, returning state placers, and then there was 2 freshmen in his bracket that had beat some of those state placers. And Chance, we knew he was a tough kid. His goal this year, after finishing 3rd last year, was to be a state champion. We stuck to that, pushed forward, and Chance wrestled like a madman there, and he is a tough, tough kid. So congratulations, Chance.
Anyway, Harper Holmes, 110-pound Class 4A state girls champion, and Chance Wilderman, Class 4A 126-pound state champion. Congratulations, guys.
Thank you.
Hey, by the way, your names are on the sign up, but come in town if you haven't noticed.
You guys are all more than welcome to leave.
Thank you.
Thanks guys for doing this.
Keep him from.
Maybe we'll move the place next year.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
All right. Let's move into citizens' comments. At this point, if anybody from the general public would like to say anything, now's your chance. Please come forward, state your name and address.
Hi, I'm Paul Keys. I own SDM Plumbing. Quite a few of you guys know me. I came here to speak about a project that we're doing at Diamond Pet Foods. We have to install some storm drain, and we have to cross their main truck entrance in order to do that. At one time, they had talked about maybe for the course of our project, which it's a one-day project, to use for vehicle traffic, to use that north entrance there at Diamond. I have to be able to shut down that roadway there at I guess it'd be the south entrance, for the safety of my crew. In order to dig a ditch like that, it's going to be about 4 feet deep, about 3 foot wide, and the entire span between the edge of the building and the edge of the fence of their property line is no more than about 25 feet. And so if I tried to do it in a section, do half of it, and then the other half, truck traffic has the potential to disrupt the rock in the ditch, either collapsing in the ditch or causing a truck to flip over. And for the safety of my employees, I came to ask if Frontenac would be willing to give us a one-day grace to allow their traffic at Diamond to use that north entrance so that we can do that safely and efficiently. As of right now, my plan is to do it on Monday. Ironically, Monday is the lowest traffic for Diamond, is what they said. All of my materials actually came in today. We had originally planned it for tomorrow, but my materials hadn't come in yet, and I'm a big believer in until you can touch them, you don't rely on them being there. And so I was wondering if we can get that allowance for that project, so that I can dig that ditch safely and quickly without any potential hazards.
When the guy reached out to me from Diamond, he had stated that there was another way of they could work around it if they needed to. Is what he stated.
They were trying to say that they wanted me to do half of the ditch and then backfill that and then do the other half of the ditch. My concern with that is that second half will have fresh rock in it. It's going to be soft, and it has the potential to cave off into the open half, and I feel that it's a hazard for me and my crew. They were saying, oh yeah, you can just do it that way, but they don't dig. They don't have to be down in that ditch with 15-inch pipe while, heavy diesel trucks are driving right next to you on fresh laid gravel.
That's the issue. They're heavy diesel trucks, and they tore the road up once. I understand.
And I'm only asking for we can do that storm project in one day. The rest of the project is off in their thing, but I can do that road section. I can have it dug, laid, and filled in one day.
The mayor and I did both speak to managers out at Diamond. We both said we thought the risk to the roadway was going to be too much on 210th Avenue. They were saying between 50 and 80 trucks could be using that in one day. I didn't feel like making that call to allow that.
My issue with it is we were down a year on that road because of truck traffic, and we haven't had any indication from the company that they would repair whatever those trucks tore up. And we've already done that once, I think, to the tune of $150,000. And I understand your plight, but we our taxpayers as well already been on the hook one time for that road.
Yeah.
And it was a mess. And
Well,
I don't really want to go down that road again. But just,
I was only asking for one day. I'm not trying to get
Well,
them
that-
to reopen that or whatever.
but
That's
we have
all.
bought those trucks for 2 years.
Mhm.
And
Now-
give
now
them
you
away
did-
one day, that the next time they come, they'll go that direction. We've ticketed people, trucks on that road already. So how's that look on us? This day you can use that
Yeah.
road, this day you can't because it's at our convenience.
Well, that's why I was asking for myself and my company, not on behalf. I'm not here representing Diamond. I'm here trying to do the safest project I can for my company and my employees.
What's Diamond tell you?
They had originally, I thought, had an agreement to try to do it tomorrow. And then I had to move that date. And when they moved the date, then I guess they said that someone had told them they could no longer do it.
Would they have?
I don't know. I have never spoken directly with Diamond. I am a subcontractor of Arc Construction who is doing the building. And so I have I haven't had a contact really at Diamond of personal connection since Kurt Turlip left. And that we all know it's been a minute. And so, but I just, I'm trying to get this one-day variance in order to be able to do this project quickly and safely for my people. And so I'm up here representing SDM Plumbing, not Diamond.
I wonder why Diamond didn't send anybody down here tonight.
Yeah. I thought,
I don't even know that they knew I was gonna do this.
It seems like
They probably don't know who's the subcontractor for the plumbing.
Probably not,
I
but
wouldn't.
Well, but the thing is,
problem.
you've got Diamond and you've got Arc.
Mhm.
That, to me, they ought to be helping you,
Yeah.
not asking for us
General.
Yeah.
to step in. That, to me, that's,
they're passing
Well-
it off.
they're putting it on you.
Well, they didn't put it
And
on-
I'm sorry for that,
Okay.
but that's not,
I actually volunteered to do this, because I just
Yeah.
found out today, I've got, that we weren't gonna be able to schedule this, and I said, well, I know some of y'all, and we've all, and I said, I'll just go down and ask. I mean, you lose 100% of the shots you don't take. And so because, like I said, this is about me and my company's safety. It has nothing to do with them.
I wish, it's one of those deals, I kind of wish that when you got the job, you knew exactly where it stood as far as you being able to get in and out of there.
This was never brought up as a concern to me. I just was gonna dig the road. This was only brought up to a concern to me within the last day or two, that I wasn't gonna be able to shut that road out and dig a ditch. It never occurs to me. I didn't even know any of the problems you had. I'm like, well, they got 4 entrances, you know what I mean? And so this was never, it never occurred to me.
Then Dickey Drive doesn't have an entrance that they can use? That goes, access is over?
No.
No.
but I don't think it's on.
No,
Let's
it's
find a
not.
solution
Yeah.
for it. That's what.
There's gotta be other options.
I mean, it'll take me 9 hours.
I understand, but we're on front.
Right. But
Yes.
that, to
You
me,
see,
that's-
the truckers, they go in and they say, hey, I took this route. So
I took this route last
Like,
time.
we've exhausted all the options on that road, so
Mhm.
that's why we're pretty much standing here.
Okay.
Saying, hey, we need to find another way, because once one goes down, or 50 or 80, then it's gonna start all over again. And
Okay.
we've negated a lot of that.
All we needed, that thing start crumbling again.
Okay.
I'm disappointed that Diamond's not here.
Well, it'd be more than,
Would they say-
They didn't even know I was coming
Well,
here.
no, it'd be more.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, it'd be more than general.
I'm disappointed.
It'd be the person that's coordinating
Yeah.
those guys. That's what Diamond hires them for.
So,
I think.
Well, I'm at a no. I don't know.
Yeah,
If you're
I
looking
know.
for a vote.
I don't know.
I mean, we can
Get a
vote on
motion.
it if you'd like, I mean, we don't have to do anything, we can vote, but,
Yeah.
let's just vote. and-
Well, I think-
If you don't do anything, it just
I think we
stands.
wanna make a motion.
I'm
Yeah.
sorry. Like,
What'd you say?
If you don't vote, it just stands as is. I mean,
Yeah.
it's not
If
allowed.
Nobody makes a motion, it just.
all right, well,
sorry.
I guess I tried. I'll try to
Yeah,
figure out
you definitely
something.
tried, and it's not that we don't have empathy for you, because we certainly do. If it was, well, even if it was just you, we wouldn't. But the backstory is, we've sat up here for 15 months, 16 months, and we've talked at least ad nauseum for 15 minutes a meeting, and a lot of those about that road and that project and what we were going to do and the things we were gonna put in place, and so much as putting up great big no trucks flashing signs and stuff like that. So to backtrack and retreat on any of that, just really isn't an option.
Okay. All right, well, thank you for your time.
I'm gonna-
You guys have a nice evening.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thanks. Hey, Paul.
Oh, yeah. No, you have to answer any emergency calls.
My name is Dan Muter, and I live at 369 South 200th, just a little bit past Capaldo. If it matters, I know this is hard to believe, but in high school I wrestled 98 pounds. And having watched videos of those two, I would want no part of that.
You wouldn't.
No. I'm here because I am running to be the 2nd District State Representative for Kansas. Crawford County is in that everything but Pittsburgh. Basically, the district draws a square around Pittsburgh and excludes that. It also covers part of Neosho County, half of Chanute, and so forth. So I'll be running for that. I'll be running in the primary against the incumbent Representative Ken Collins. I'm running as a Republican. I've told several people this. If you're not a Republican, you have 2 options. Okay. Number 1 is to change before the primary. I'm kidding. Or number 2, when you get to the general election, you vote for the person you think's the best candidate. Okay, we should always do that. I met you all, or nearly all of you, I think most all of you were on then, when we were fighting against the bypass. That was in a different building up on Main Street. And I was there the first night. Just kind of coincidentally, I drove a field trip brought the Pittsburgh baseball team to play Frontenac, and walked to that meeting and had no idea what was going to explode there. That a representative of KDOT of the state was going to be there and say, we have $13 million and we're going to start building a road that leads to a way to go around our communities. And like all of you, I helped lead an effort to fight against that, because we didn't think that was good for our community and our communities, for Arma, for Frontenac, somewhat Girard, certainly Pittsburgh. And not only that, not just the cities, but the people that live in the country. And I still want to do that. I still want to fight on your behalf for what is good for Frontenac and the people around and everyone in the 2nd District. Brief background, I've lived in Southeast Kansas for 30 years. I've lived where I do on a small ranch, like I said, right past Capaldo, for 20 years now. Be 20 years on April 6th. I'm invested in Frontenac more than any other community. I have 5 grandkids that go to the school here. And one of them was just the basketball homecoming queen, and I'd like to think I gave her a significant amount of whatever it took to win. I'd like to think that. I doubt that. And we also, my son-in-law's a school counselor, my daughter is a school board member for Frontenac. My wife and I have delivered Meals on Wheels every month in the Frontenac area and so forth. So I'm very invested in here more than any of the other communities. And there are about 14 towns, all the way from real small. There's a town in our district that has 60 people and yet has a city council. And then all the way up to Chanute size, but as I mentioned, only part of Chanute is in the district. This in Frontenac, or in Girard would be the biggest cities actually in the district if you don't count the part of Chanute. I'm not a politician. The closest I've ever been to that was my first ministry was in a small town outside of St. Joe, Missouri, and it was 222 people. And for a few years, I was on the town council there, and every month we talked a lot about the same things you do about water, but it wasn't about water treatment plants. It was just to figure out where the water leaks were around this little town. So that's the closest I've ever been to being a politician. I want to build, as a representative, I want to build a stronger relationship, maybe even it's just establishing it with the communities, and in particular with the Frontenac and with the city council here. I want to build that. I want us to work together. As I mentioned, I want to do the same thing. I want to try to assess and learn from you all, from everybody else, what's best for our communities and fight for that in Topeka. We need to work together. I think it's supposed to be that way. This is what I intend to do to connect with you all. I want to go to the 14 city councils and commissions and that in the 2nd district twice a year, if they'll have me, if you'll have me. Once in the May-June timeframe and tell you what we've done, good or bad. And then I want to come back in the November-December timeframe and find out from you what we need to do ahead of the session. So anyway, my name's Dan Muter. I'm running for that. I would love to have your support as we do that. And I loved what you did here with the wrestlers. The last meeting I came to as part of the bypass thing, you recognized, I think it was the state championship chess team. This is my 6th or 7th one of these, and nobody else has done that. It's pretty unique, and you did good.
Thank you, Mr. Muter. Anybody else from the general public have anything to say for citizens' comments? Seeing nobody come forward, we'll close citizens' comments. Okay, let's move into condemnation review at 406 South Santa Fe.
If we just keep these on review, Holly Papish did notify us yesterday that the house was supposed to come down the day before, but they had some things to get out, and we're working with the gas company still, so it should come down tomorrow. So we just want to leave this on review. You know, don't let these get away from us. So there's no action needs to be taken. I just wanted to update the council on that.
Thank you. Move into old business. Mark,
I have the ordinance.
did I just skip over a what?
Wastewater loan.
Yeah, sorry. Okay, ordinance 2026, ordinance 2026-04, wastewater loan at 001.
These both are for the acceptance of funding for the wastewater project. We do have to split these into 2 parts. It's really just a paperwork and compliance thing. The engineering doesn't have the same federal requirements as the construction, so splitting them up keeps it simpler, avoids slowing them down. So ordinance 2026-04 is the engineering loan in the amount of $3,409,300. And I'll just go ahead and with ordinance 2026-05, it's a construction loan, and it's in the amount of $17,765,890. Once these are approved and published, they'll go through, the process goes through review by the city attorney. He signs off on it, everything goes back to KDHE to keep things moving forward. Both of these loans combined, the annual payment will end up at $1,018,000, which is pretty close to our estimates. I think we estimated at $1,030,000, so it's only $12,000 off from where we thought we would be. The good news on this is it looks like the first payment doesn't start until September of 2030. So that gives us several years to continue to build up our reserves before we actually have to make payments on this. So based on our current trajectory, with the new sales tax that was approved and some modest rate adjustments, I'm estimating that we could have around $8 million in reserves by the time we have to start making payments. That gives us more flexibility with our rates, and maybe we don't have to make such huge increases that we thought we would. So we just need approval of both of these ordinances tonight.
When do we start paying again?
September 2030 is what it shows.
Okay, thank you.
And it's a half payment, so.
We'll need two separate motions.
I'll make a motion that we approve ordinance 2026-04 on the wastewater loan 001.
I'll second it.
Oh, that's not.
Got a motion by Joe, seconded by Pat for ordinance 2026-04 wastewater loan 001. All in favor? 7-0.
I'll make a motion to approve 2026-05 wastewater loan 002.
I'll second it.
Got a motion by Mark, seconded by Karen for ordinance 2026-05 wastewater loan 002. All in favor? 7-0. Okay, now we'll move into old business. Mark,
Nothing, Mayor.
Joe,
Just real quick, are we still looking at trailers? I know we had that one taken away, and are we still, do we have any of those in the works, is what I'm asking?
I don't have any in the works right now, no.
Okay.
You have some, pass them on to me.
Did you ever get that one into police street care?
Yep, it's gone.
I get very few phone calls, but I get it on that and the houses that we worked on tonight. So this is just me, but, I mean, people like that we do that, and
Yeah.
I would personally encourage us to, I mean, we don't need to slow down.
Yeah.
Pat?
Oh, no.
No. Tom? Karen?
No.
Ladonna?
No.
Kyle?
No.
Moving to city administrator's report, John?
Just some quick project updates. Waterline project, it did move kind of slowly through downtown as expected, but that portion was always going to move slower. There's a lot of old utilities and things on the road that aren't mapped or we don't know exactly what's there. Once they worked through that section, it went a lot faster, so they're moving down McKay Street pretty quickly. Sidewalk projects also moving along pretty quickly. That crew knocks out a sidewalk pretty quick. That will change a bit once they finish getting down to the Catholic Church, because then they jump all the way to the other end and start working their way back, and that'll entail doing the storm drains as well. So that'll eat up most of the time. On the water tower, we did receive a report back from the paint contractor on what needs to be done to the interior. That was sent on to the general contractor to find out what steps they're going to take to go ahead and finish that. I'll also be setting up a spring cleaning sometime in April. I haven't got a hold of trash service yet. I need to see how many containers we used last time, and then I'll announce something either on or before the next meeting. Anybody has any questions for me?
Thank you, John.
Okay. Yep.
Council member comments, Mark? Joe? Pat?
No.
Tom? No. Ladonna? Or Karen, I'm sorry.
No, sir.
Ladonna?
No.
Kyle?
No, sir.
Make a motion to adjourn.
I'll second it.
Got a motion by Tom, second by Pat for adjournment. All in favor? 7-0.